Chapter 7. Things get crazy. Sunday. Yesterday, when that green Dodge Charger showed up while drifting through circles around and around, you'll never guess who came over and found where I'm at. Molly Fulcher and Christopher G came out of it while the moment began to shine. Molly's first words was like a serious family reunion. For some weird reason, Christopher G was with my sister, but how? Nick, Molly yelled. I got up slowly and then I said, Molly, is that really you? I yelled back out loud. Me see my half-sister Molly was like a first ever reason. Nick, oh my God, you're really my brother, aren't you? Molly asked. And seeing Molly's face for the very first time ever was extremely emotional. And because me and Molly, including Christopher G, were all here, along with the Mustang peers, that night we camped outside and gathered around the campfire. So tell me, Nick, what is your favorite thing to do while you've been on this face of the earth? Molly questions. Well, you see, I love having my older sister around, obviously, but I do like making fine art, creating media such as YouTube videos that contain movie trailers, TV shows, and not only do I have great content, but I've also made tons of journals, even ones that I used to create in them older days perhaps. So tell me, what things do you like to do, Molly? I stated, then asked. Well, Nick, see, things I just love doing. As a matter of fact, I like to ride horses, also like getting creative, which comes inside our blood, but also I'm one of those type of girls who build such great bonds with not only friends-wise, but family as well, Molly states. Although starts talking while he puts his marshmallow inside the flaming hot campfire. Y'all don't know what I had gotten since to Braxis, so I'll leave my story how it is. It all started inside the Titans group. I'll admit, being in those types of situations was a lot. Worse than being with y'all Mustangs anyways. Them Titans peers started to get into the tripping for no actual reason said. And back in the day, Mr. SP was on their side instead of me. So once I tried AWOL out there, they put me into a restraint, and that's how I got assaulted Mr. SP out while being stuck inside my doorway. They ended up getting myself stuck inside the Gladiator dorm, because when those sheriffs put me into some metal handcuffs, I was at DYS fighting for my own life, dog. Yeah, thankfully, they put me over for foster care. But for one night, I had some good old sex with my foster sister, and after we fricked hardcore that midnight spared, can't cuss, sadly, our foster parents found out we gotten laid and even saw us sleeping in bed naked the next morning while it was 11:25 a.m. during sunrise. They ended up getting rid of me, and after being sent over to Braxis, Steven let me join forces where I had to obey by honestly speaking, because once anybody thought they can get past those lasers into my room, trust me, it was all bad out, Lavelle explains as he finishes his most craziest story ever. Well, so that's what happened, Desmond said. Yeah, life's been crazy lately, Lavelle said. So what about you, Nick? What is your favorite story about anyways? Asked Molly. You mean life story? I asked. Yeah, Molly says. I started thinking real deep about what my sister Molly had just said, because it made me feel a certain way. Nick, are you okay? What's wrong? Molly questions me. I don't know. I've just lost a lot of time between you and me. I wish sometimes far more. But see, that's the thing. I always tried so hard and got so far. But whenever I'm wishing for my life to be saved over and over, I don't have nobody there to save me, especially whenever losing family felt any better I didn't. I said. Molly started to cry when I expressed how I felt almost every single day. You don't gotta be that way, Nick. I'm sorry. I really am, Nick. I just, Nick, you know what? How about this? Look at me. I'm here for you. Just forget everything else I said. And I always will love you. No matter if the winds change between us, I'll never be broken. Nor will I ever make you feel you've lost a lot of time, Molly said, with strong feelings coming from inside her heart. I started yelling or getting really sad. Sorry for saying yelling, guys. What is wrong with me lately? I don't know what it is, but my comprehension is pretty bad. But more so, I had to at least let all my feelings spread outside this great beyond, whatever it will take us. Where were you when I needed you the most? I have been worried sick, Molly. I just wanted love, and I'll never break either. Molly bear hugged me, and I couldn't stop bursting so many tears. I love you, Molly, I told her. I know you do, Nick, Molly responded back. Christopher G sat there witnessing the whole thing. Nick, I was the one who helped your sister come find where you still exist. She didn't believe me at first, but since you had called myself from Instagram around winter season, I showed Molly the way, old friend, Christopher G explains. Thank you too, pal, I answered. You're welcome, Nick, he said. So Sunday morning rise at the center, and Stephen began thinking of a way I can stop Rick Drews once and for all. Stephen explained that now Rick was located on the top of the tallest building around Dayton City. I told Molly Fulcher that I'll be back before she knew it, and I speeded fast like a boomerang. For some actual pit stop, my bad, I made. I came by to check over at my old group home titled Boys to Men 2, and things were still the same from there. I ran into Dayton City, and this entire place began to evacuate because Rick Drews created a giant portal from the sky with his finger using that ability as far as I'm convinced. Now it looks like that Rick was letting a giant mothership crash into our atmosphere, but wait a second, hold up. Is that Eli? Looks like Eli appeared out of nowhere, looking directly up there through where I have just witnessed beneath high surface. Oh, quick note, guys, before we get into that, though. I kind of messed up a lot, and I ain't gonna lie, in my lifetime, I've been messing up. But with this comprehension I'm having, guys, I'm sorry. Truth is, it's just been really difficult for me to say stuff because I'm reading so fast, so maybe I could tone it down a notch at some point, but right now it's getting serious, so let's continue on with the action. Eli, is that you? I shouted. Eli couldn't hear anything I had to say. Something caught my attention when a portal opened out of plain sight. A metallic version of me had lots of robotic features, but when Mr. Wrangler had him try to attack Eli, I wasn't going to go far off of any of that bull. I grabbed Eli, and then Eli yelled, saying, Nick, huh? What's going on here? You're in danger, old peer, I answered back at him. Metal Nick took full speed and even had dark, glowing red eyes. While hovering over with his sharp claws, he tried to knife me with. So that's why you're trying to save me, Eli asked. Hell yes, I answered. And this robotic clone version of me wouldn't stop from there. I went slow-mo again and shattered this metallic freak in an instant. Catching Eli back again, I now had to face my evil self yet, Rick Drews. Well, if it isn't the almighty speedster named Nick Bruce III. You know, I'm glad messing with time and space could solve anything throughout the great multiverse and beyond, but see, your world is gonna end, and I mean it, Rick Drews shouts. Not only did you kill my girlfriend, and you sicko-ass bitch, but you've also killed our Mustang peer, not to mention, tell me, what'll cost if killing you can do me no wrong at all, I said. That's so funny. Don't you even remember when you mess with the multiverse's capability with everything in it? Why don't you care to too dang much to save this precious world indeed you'll call when your jackass self did something to mine, Rick asked. What are you talking about, I asked him. When you thought I was dead after your, you can't say it, can you, I said. No, let me continue. If you don't let me continue, though. Okay, just go on, I said. So as Rick went on, he kept continuing by, went totally hypersonic on me, no cap. And I came back, but saw you clash universes together. Which one of those universes you have messed with got shattered one by one. So after seeing you go back in time, I went to go kill Nina instead of your sister, Molly Fulcher, and decided to join Mr. Ringler's team in order from creating his mothership to come destroy this worthless planet. You explain, is precious from where I hear you state, buddy bull. Rick explains further. Okay, you don't make any sense. Whatever, Rick Drew shouts. You're wrong when I never even said it was like that. Also, just let you know, I'm done running away from this mess, and I'm done with you as my so-called future self, trying to go ahead and squash everything I had built up for until this very moment I finish. Then let's see what you're truly capable of, past self, Rick says, as Eli watches race against each other around Dayton City. I really let myself turn more powerful than hypersonic could get from. I had gained Godspeed. In about 5 seconds, I had pumped his gas in the metal and basically teared Rick Drews up once and for all. What did you do to me? Rick squeals out. That is how I show you who doesn't get away with murder, Rick Sanchez the Fourth. I ended just like that. Not a Rick and Morty reference. Yeah, well, guess what? That's what happens when you basically wear a Rick and Morty costume. Dumbass, I screamed back. This guy's closed the portal up, and once I took Eli over into my campground, I knew I was in big trouble. Not only did Mr. Wrangler capture everybody to whatever place he worked at, but apparently I saw my other Mustang peer, Johan, drop dead. So what now, Nick? Eli said to me. I may have lost so many dang peers of the Mustangs group, but since Mr. Wrangler captured my older sister as well, it's time we end this like men, I state as I begin loading up and prepared for a ultimate but final countdown. Chapter 8, Monday. Things took an unexpected turn when me and Eli were trying to track down KCL's secret hiding place yesterday, but after figuring he would still be over at Boys Men 3, the entire house was a total ghost town because it seemed like nobody had even come back since I left. We knew if nobody was coming back to Boys Men 3, then we might as well keep us hidden from plain sight. Eli looked over those doors. I closed those curtains to the point where nobody can even spot we've stuck inside their home. And at last, finding food inside those cabinets wasn't too hard from passing up, totally being honest with myself. Eli played the Xbox, and we've just started playing some video games such as Grand Theft Auto 5, Rocket League, Roblox, Fortnite, and much, much more. I actually went into the office upstairs and spotted a black steel cabinet. While unlocking it with those keys wasn't too hard at all's end. I grabbed a black phone with that white charger and finally began going still. Something felt fishy about Eli's notes. Okay, guys, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna have to reverse that because I messed up. Back onto the wonderful internet splitash. So what I actually meant to say right there was, I grabbed a black phone and with that white charger and finally began going back into the wonderful internet splitash. So I'm sorry for spoiling the other page, but this book is actually kind of sticky to say the least. Signed back into my Google account, I checked to see how many emails or messages I had, and boy, let me tell you, I couldn't even bear his massive numbers, no cap. Lots and lots of those messages came from my mom, my friends from California, including some Pornhub viruses nevertheless. So I ran into a bedroom Casey Hill, Jordan, and Clayton shared together, which had me at the edge of my seat. Promise y'all this, I was so relieved after that workout. Because once I had the audacity to do more, it was like being in heaven, my guy. After that huge relief, I walked downstairs to grab some chips. And when I walked into the basement, Eli was probably still chilling in it, and he had his blanket covered and even fell ASAP. So basically, he was sleeping and basically, yeah. Look, I'll admit, it was something like 12 p.m. around midnight, and I wish whenever Molly was taken to, I started on hatching a full plan until 3 a.m. in the morning. Waking up at 11 a.m., I walked back downstairs again to see if Eli was still hanging around the basement, but he wasn't, and even left me a note stating, I went out to get us a full load of goodies, including some fast food wise. Be back as soon as possible, from Eli. Still, Eli felt fishy. Or something felt fishy about Eli's no. And I wasn't going to take matters into its full hands. So I needed to at least find food to pack, clothes to search, but also use the phone I got on me now. As I had an AK-47 and all different kinds of weapons to use. I even stole thousands of dollars, plus stole some of Casey Hill's clothes, but even got a hell of chalking his nice looking jumpers known as Nike. That's hella drip. Although I still had to gain back my speed again, I knew in the backyard that William Pippin's old go-kart was sitting inside his white shed, because when I walked into Boysman 3's backyard or whatever, I speed my way out of this street instantly, Taking his go-kart was actual fun, even while now knowing it had this capability to fly too. Flying a jet ski got extra dangerous, but when spotting some other flying planes shooting missiles right at me, I knew who I had to face up against. What up, blood? Shouts Caleb Johnson. Somehow, I just don't understand why you're able to be a fake gangster, whatever you want to choose that role for yourself anyways, bud, I tell towards him. Listen, if you ever want to save those precious Mustang losers fast, y'all want to be their last dead individuals to die at the hands of Wrangler Sterone. Because I tell you what, you will never stop us or my blood gang tribe. Instance threatening. Where's my sister, Molly Fulcher, my friend Christopher G? I demand. Oh, you see, that's the thing. Molly Fulcher's not only kidnapped as Mr. Wrangler's little princess, but he sure loves when Molly's sports were getting her booty hole messed up. In fact, I think that Rubber Ducky did herself a wonderful favor for King, little boy. Caleb explains. My rage began absolute furious. That me and Caleb Johnson now went 1v1, but he got too scared to even fight me, and instead he sent Casey over, and also his older brother Anthony Johnson. What's up, bro? So I see you and Eli went to Boysman 3 without asking. It's okay, because we captured him when he was inside a supermarket buying all different kinds of snacks and drinks. You know? Also, just wanted to ask you if you're ready to fight me, or fight me on an aircraft, son! Casey shouted. I'm not really why you're still trying so hard to come at somebody you don't even like. Especially when all this time be like smack talk after smack talk, I shout back at him. Hey, what's up with it, 85 wannabe? Anthony Johnson screams out loud as he tries shooting bullet after bullet while chasing me down to the curve. I think you're messing with the exact person who found out you effed my girlfriend Nina. Well, it was exactly right back in 2021, I yelled towards Anthony's plane as I was getting into the action. Bro, you're not that very slick. Otherwise, dropping you dead is your only way out of this. Casey yells out loud, chasing after me with his missiles targeting my plane safer than being blown up. You're all just a bunch of loathsome crooks. Loathsome crooks that need a new makeover, I shout, going nuts till they were the ones who dropped dead. You're no match for me. I have trained for this my entire life, Anthony shouts. Yet once I was just about to defeat Caleb's brother for good. Caleb himself went after me, but once I knew exactly how he fell back anyways, he shot that missile. I went loop-de-looping, and Anthony Johnson's plane exploded, letting Caleb see his brother mistakenly die or not. You killed my brother, Caleb yells out loud. It's just how they always say. You play stupid games to win stupid prizes, and you, my friend, have won a stupid prize. Yeah, okay. Anyways, moving on. Have won a stupid prize, so-called blood gangster, cuz I shot at him. So you're a crip killer. Okay, wannabe. Let's play this stupid game, or instead, let's see who's gonna die first, Caleb threatens when he launches a giant missile. But see, what Caleb doesn't realize is how much weapons I can use against him. Listen here, bro. I am not playing. We'll play a game or two, mainly titled Monkey See, Monkey Do, Caleb yells. But another thing he must have jinxed was those last sentences he said, because for sure, Casey Hill got his monkey do pass as successful as possible. Watching Casey Hill die like a couple dumbass felt downhill once the missile exploded into flames. It's just you and me now, old enemy, I said towards Caleb. You're right. These good old days aren't much if you think about it. But what's going to happen when Mr. Wrangler ends up finding out a way to not only access his mothership and destroying planet Earth's core, but also be able to conquer the multiverse's capability on created on one little world known as Battle World, Caleb reveals to me. Wait, what are you even saying? I shout at him. Nicholas Ryan Bruce, you have no clue what's really coming. Cuz if you thought Mr. William was going to be conquering himself, I think you got the wrong guy. Just saying, Caleb finishes as he ends up killing himself with a Glock 23. Damn you, I scream as Caleb's body started to fall down and back into surface. I knew something was up, because if Mr. Wrangler isn't going to be the one who I have to go fight instead, then who's behind all of this? And since my Mustang peers are going to die anytime soon, after Mr. Wrangler had raped my sister, I didn't know what to expect, but when I got my powers back in check, I knew where Mr. Wrangler is lurking, which happens at somewhere named Mohi Youngstar Academy, but being hovered by Mr. Wrangler's humongous Death Star. To be continued for Chapter 9. If you enjoyed today's episode / podcast and audiobook, please make sure to hit the like button, comment down below, subscribe, because we are getting close to the end of the Matt Dynasty, but I cannot keep spoiling it for you guys. So, as we continue on, the final piece of the puzzle is coming, and I think this will be the last chapter for the Matt Dynasty. Then, we're going to move on to something else, and I think you guys already know it. But anyways, I'll catch you guys back up next time. And yeah, so don't want to be this quiet, but I just want to let you guys know that you were a big support for me on my YouTube channel, and I appreciate y'all. But as a matter of fact, I must go because things will tend to escalate in my house, you know what I'm saying? Because now that I made it to Nick League, the Matt Dynasty, everybody is acting cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. You know what I'm saying? So I will definitely see you guys the next time I come back for another episode, because this will be the finale for the Matt Dynasty. And it probably will be the craziest of them all. So be prepared.